Hello, my name is Zurevika. I study and live in Sofia in Studentski grad, and I will give you an overview and answer some questions about living in Studentski grad.
Hi, I'm Dhriti. I'm from India and I study veterinary medicine in Sofia.
Studentski grad is southeast Sofia. It's 15 minutes by car when there is no traffic, 30 minutes by bus away from the main center.
The public transportation in Sofia is very easy to understand, and it gets you almost everywhere. Google Maps has definitely been a help. Anywhere you need to get, it's on Google Maps. It tells you what bus you need to take, at what time those buses are coming. You can usually take the subway to the airport, but if you have luggage with you, it is usually much better to take a taxi. The journey to the airport usually takes around 20 minutes. It's not that far away. Currently, there's no public transportation at night. I think it closes at around 12. So if you need to go to the airport or anywhere within those hours before the public transportation starts again, you definitely need to use a taxi.
There are, from Studentski grad, that take you into the city center. There are 3 main buses, 280, 102, and 94. The bus, if you take a one-time ticket, it'll be around 1 lev 60, which you can buy either at the bus driver or there's proper transportation cabins. Or else you can, as being a student, you do have advantages in transport, as in you can get a bus card, which is 21 lev paid per month. And with that card, you can take tram, metro, and bus unlimited. And it's very, I highly recommend this card. Taxi varies on where you are in the center, but it'll be around maximum 15 lev to 10, even 7 sometimes. To give you an idea, 1 lev is €0.5, and compared, actually prices for transportation compared to back home in Italy is so much better here, way more affordable. For example, in Italy you would be paying €2.50 for a bus ticket. That's 5 lev, whilst here you're paying 1.60 lev for a bus ticket.
The living costs compared to India are definitely a bit higher, but I think that is just because India is very cheap. But it's not as high as you would see in a very metropolitan city in America or somewhere. But it's quite average, it's quite okay.
The best way, I think, to save money in bills is regarding the heating. I noticed that the heating is where the bills are the most expensive. So at home, when I'm not home, the heating is off, or when I go to sleep, I turn off the heater to make sure to save as much as possible. Also, water heating. If I don't need hot water, then the heater for the water is off.
The bills are usually very cheap. We pay gas, electricity, water, and if you have it, you may pay for security as well, if you have an alarm system. Gas is definitely the highest, but it usually depends on how much you use. The rest come under 30 or 20 lev, but I live with a roommate, so it might be a little higher if you live alone. So there are two ways to pay bills in Sofia. You can either have your landlord pay the bills for you and you can pay him back later, or you can have the landlord give you your personal numbers for each appliance, water, electricity, etc. And you can go to these counters called Easy Pay that are present all over Sofia, and you give them these numbers and you pay them yourself.
Food here is definitely cheaper and more affordable than back at home. Grab and go are always the easiest and most affordable. I personally love getting a falafel wrap, for example, which is around 4 lev, €2, and that one is always my go-to option. But restaurants are, of course, slightly more expensive, but in Studentski grad there are many options. My personal favorite restaurant is this Korean restaurant, which is a bit expensive, but not even that much for one plate, maybe the most expensive, would be around 8 to 9 euros. The city center is beautiful, very, very beautiful, but the university being in Studentski grad makes it way easier for you to live closer to your university, because you will be going there every day, and just taking a 40-minute bus, which would be how long you would have to wait if you lived in the center, is just not convenient enough. So I definitely think it's way better to live closer to the university in Studentski grad, just so also you can be on your lessons on time, avoid hassle and anything like that. In Studentski grad, everything is very convenient because usually you will find everything close to you. There will always be a Fantastico around the corner, the supermarket here. Many places to print, which are very important when you'll have to print your notes and your lectures, and it's very useful. And also, you will find a lot of places that just give food on the go, which is also, and very cheap, is very convenient.
Personally, I haven't had any problem with safety so far. It's a very safe place. Nothing really bad has happened. Studentski grad basically means a student town in Bulgarian. So you will find a lot of students here, but mostly Bulgarian. If you're looking for more international students, you would find them in the center. Studentski grad is very convenient. You have everything here that a student needs. You have loads of grocery stores here. You have very cheap, efficient food here. You can order on the go anytime. But I think if you're looking for more picturesque locations maybe, and more selection of things that you want to do, the center is definitely better.
In Studentski grad, rent compared to the city center is a little bit cheaper, but still compared to other neighborhoods around the area, because of it being a student city and where a lot of international students will come and rent, the prices can tend to be a bit more expensive. But you will always find a good offer if you really search for it, and there are many good agencies which can help you.
The dormitories are very close to the university, like they're about a 5-minute walk between each other. I have a few friends living in the dormitories, and one of the best things about it is its affordable price. It's very low, very cheap, but I prefer personally to live in an apartment because they usually come furnished beforehand, and they usually have all the appliances that you need that you don't find in a dormitory. For example, you usually don't have a stove or a washing machine that you can find in a dormitory, but in an apartment you have all of that. While looking for an apartment, a few important things are definitely if the heating, everything works well. And also another important thing is to have an English-speaking landlord that you can convey your problems to anytime something arises. It's very important to check the apartment in person beforehand, before you start living there. Just to know if you like the area, if the apartment is to your liking, if you feel comfortable there. Living alone, you have to pay a little higher for sure. And I think, especially as a foreigner coming into this unknown city, having a flatmate really helps. Especially as a friend, someone to go out with, someone to help you. And even when you get homesick, it really helps to have someone there in the house.
Studentski grad being a student city, a lot of landlords do furnish the apartments because they will most probably be for students. So most of the apartments are furnished. The prices can vary. They can range from 300 to 400 euros per month, depending if you want a private room or a studio. Studios are obviously cheaper. Personally, I've had an experience in both studios and apartments, and if you can, I advise to go for the apartment option with a separate bedroom and dining room, because it even just helps you. You will be spending a lot of time at home studying, and it helps to separate a study room and a sleeping room and where you can relax. There is also the option in Studentski grad to stay at dorms, which are very affordable, between 50 to 60 euros. Some can be a bit more expensive, but it's because you have maybe a private kitchen with dorm as well and private bathroom. But then there's some cases where you share a bathroom in the dorm with someone else. Most of the students in the course and in the university have their private apartments, but there are students which do go stay at dorms. The reason I think that most students prefer to have the private apartment is because of the privacy that you get, and you don't have to share a bathroom or kitchen. Also very important is a washing machine. Most apartments which are already furnished already have their washing machines, whilst if you do live in a dorm, you have to go somewhere else to get your clothes washed, which isn't much of a problem, but still it's useful to have your own washing machine. Tips in choosing the apartment: I personally think that it is very important. Location, very important. Close to a bus stop or a bus station for you to get the bus to get to your lessons. And then in the apartment itself, I think it's important that you have your washing machine, your heating and AC system. I definitely love the fact that it has many windows. My apartment has many windows, and therefore so much light does come into the apartment, which is always very nice, especially on sunny days. And the balcony. The balcony is very, very nice to have, especially for the summer. This sums up my life in Studentski grad, and I hope you found the information useful.
I hope you found this information useful. I hope to see you soon.